All right, we are live.
Baby, this is do or die. Feel it in my veins tonight. Emotional suicide. You know it's an eye for eye. I didn't wanna walk the plank. But the Mariona,
Next week is Monaco.
like the thunder. I was on my way to going under. Swimming in the bay, now I was covered in a tidal
Should be a good one.
wave. In a tidal wave, but I'm a fighter. Trying to take me down, I'm going higher. Baby, you've been playing with some fire. You've been playing with fire. One day you will see what you made of me. Found my inner beast.
What?
You are released in the
Oh.
dead of night.
Yeah. Which is
In the dead of night.
yeah, that's crazy. All right, I'm set up. So
You know it's an eye for eye.
good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to round 6 for SnB's F1 series here at Imola. Narrow chicanes, tight corners. This circuit can be hard to master, but tonight these drivers will try. And I'm in the booth with Blue Husky. Blue Husky, what's going on? How are you tonight?
I'm doing all right, and as always, it's a great day for racing.
It is indeed. It's a rainy day for racing, what I'm noticing. So we'll see how that affects these guys. In practice, I mean, it was completely sunny out, so that's going to change things up for these guys. I saw a 116.5 for Rangers, a 117.4 for Polish Hammer. So I'm kind of curious. I don't think that we'll be seeing those times out here in qualifying tonight. What do you think, Husky?
Well, not in the rain, because you're playing a slower game. And if I'm in the race right now, I got to think of, am I setting up for the race? Is it going to be sunny for the race in the forecast coming up, or is it going to be this? So I have to look at my monitor when I'm in my pit stall and see what it's going to do. But right now, it's the slow game.
Absolutely. Well, qualifying is underway. Before we get to the rest of qualifying, David MC is going to guide us around the track.
Okay, our best lap so far is a 1:18.5.
There you have it, a lap around Imola for tonight. Rainy conditions, Husky, I have to ask, what do you think the trouble spots are going to be out here tonight?
It's probably shorter on what is not going to be the trouble spots, because this track is going to be hard to get around. There's not much spacing for any of these turns. Like Portugal, you had some runoff, more runoff. You got Miami that's got some runoff to it. Here you don't have anything. yes, this is a track, but it acts a little bit more of a street track in the way of you're condensed, you cannot run off anywhere, deal with it. So, I mean, turns 12 and 13, those will be your biggest issues, but this whole track is a big issue.
Yeah, I agree. A lot of the guys are saying, this is going to be one of the first races where you're going to see possibly a few drivers just wreck out by themselves. So we're going to have to keep an eye out on that tonight. Thank you guys for tuning in. Evan says he may not be racing Monaco next week. That's where we will be headed. Mr. Met, what's up? Tom. That made me giggle when I read that. But how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Dark, I know you told me that. That's awful. So thank you guys for tuning in, though. I know these drivers appreciate it. Let me know who you're rooting for. Stack, what's up? How are you? Rangers so far in the lead with a 124.8. He was absolutely flying in practice. It's a whole different beast out there, though. Sunny weather for practice. I know. I just had to say something. A 123.7 now. He was at a 116 in practice. JC is going to be in second with a 125.4. Culture, a 126.2. Hokie Fan going to be right there with Culture at P4. And Charger's going to be last on the board that has qualified so far with a 127.3. I want to go ahead and take a look at the points out here. Take a look at these. Jacob, he is in the lead with 87 points. Mayor of Bag City moved up from P4 to P2. He's got 80 points. Ranger still sitting P3 with 74. Culture, he has moved down 2 positions down in P4. Justin, kind of on his own little island out there. He's got 48 points. Meanwhile, Culture in front of him, 73. And Polish Hammer behind him, he's got 28. The constructor standings, we'll go ahead and take a look at that. Ferrari still in the lead with 167, just absolutely dominating out there this season. Aston Martin with 122. They're going to move up 1 spot into P2. Mercedes going to move down a spot with 100 points down to P3, but still looking pretty competitive out there in the points as far as second through, second and third, I must say. And then you got 4th and 5th, a nice little battle between McLaren and Williams. All right, Husky. Knowing what we've seen so far this season, I'm going to put you on the spot. Who do you think we're going to see out there winning tonight? I don't see Mayer. Where's Mayer?
I don't either, which is very weird unless he dropped out, but I don't remember him getting in the lobby to begin with. So really, I'm looking at either Rangers or JDM here. Those are really your top 2 after Mayer. That, and I'll throw in a little bit of Hokie Fan in there too. Maybe one of those 3 will come out on top. Maybe we'll get a surprise winner. But those are who I'm looking forward to come out on top in this race.
I would love to see Culture to win. Absolutely. I think he's got a good shot. I think Jacob, he looked very, very strong in practice. I think he has a good shot. Rangers, though, with the times that I saw in practice, man, oh man, if he can handle this out here, I don't know. The rain looks like it might be slowing up a bit, so maybe we'll see a peak of sunshine out here, but I don't know. Ranger seems to be my favorite so far here tonight to win. It'll be close.
The rain is a great equalizer. Anybody can get an equal footing when it comes to the rain. But I'm starting to see people are switching over to soft tires now. It's going to take a while to get those tires really going and get some grip down since it's a green racetrack at this point. But it looks like the rain will end up coming up dry here in a minute.
Yeah, that's going to change things for these guys. Definitely puts a little damper in qualifying, but we still have just over 9 minutes left, so a lot of time. But Polish says Mayer was a no-show. Stack says crazy Indy 500 qualifying last weekend. Just a bummer. Stefan Wilson got hurt, though. I haven't heard anything about that. I really have not kept up with IndyCar, but yeah, definitely sorry to hear about that for sure. Dark, who won the race? Matthew O'Brien. He won the race out there. The finish was absolutely insane. If you have not seen it, I suggest you go back on, well, actually, it wasn't even broadcasted. Pete's broadcast ended up dying out, so we do not have a broadcast, but man, it was a wild finish. Rangers still up at the top of the board with a 123.7. Culture, he is right behind with a 123.9. JC on board. And P3 with a 124.7. Polish Hammer, who has had a pretty strong season. He's the rookie, one of the rookies for SnB F1 series out here. But man, oh man, he's making his name known. I see him out there doing a great job. Times looking pretty close. Only the top 6 so far. Husky, do you think some of these guys are waiting, as part of a strategy, or what do you think's happening with these guys staying out so far?
Well, of course, it's a strategy for those who are staying in the pits right now. I mean, you got 7:54 left in qualifying. You're looking at the other drivers as they go out. I mean, they're putting time into their tires and stuff. Go out, get around the racetrack so you can get one full lap in before anybody else can to make it worth the shot. You're going to make sure that you get out there when you're by yourself, but for those who are pitting and staying in and waiting towards the end of the clock, that's more strategic than just going out and just continuing to run and run and run and run laps.
Yeah, I know Rangers is usually one that likes to wait last minute. However, he was one of the first out here tonight, so we'll see what he does. But a 123.7 in the rain seems to be pretty solid. He is one of the ones that Husky was talking about that got on the soft tires. So we'll see once he goes out on those what he can get. But Hokie Fan is another who is going to be on those soft tire compounds. Rest of the guys are on intermediates, so we'll see. Dark, I did not stream it. I was in race control, so that did not get streamed on my end. Bloomy looks like he is.
I was there, and I can totally feel those issues when it comes to that. Just off the record, my internet hates when I do Rainbow Six Siege, so I can totally feel what Repeat was going through.
Yeah, I know. I feel for him. I'm hoping that he's able to fix it somehow. It's really up to the company, though. But Polish Hammer moves up quickest. 122.999. J Mac Attack moves up to P2 with a 123.4. How about that? So Rangers, I guarantee, is going to try to go out there and do one better than Polish. We'll see what happens, but Polish and J Mac having great times on the board so far.
I am surprised. Well, am I or am I not? I'll have to decide that later. But we still got 8th through 13th who has not made a single lap.
I'm just as surprised as you. Normally these drivers are out and running those laps. I'm thinking personally that they're waiting to see when and if the rain stops, and then they'll possibly go out to make some laps. But I don't know, it kind of seems like it is drying out. The track seems a little bit drier. I don't see any rain falling, so that's what I'm going with. They're waiting for the rain to move out.
Well, I'll be getting ready here in a minute to get ready to head out, because it's getting a little bit closer to 4 to 3 minutes now. So you're going to have to start choosing your spot on the map on when you want to come out. Do you want to come out way ahead and by yourself of everybody, or do you want to get a slipstream off of somebody to try to prove your time? That's going to be something to look at when we start winding down here in the last 4:45.
Absolutely. Polish went ahead and improved his time with a 1:22.6. So Jacob, I talked about him. I think he's got a good shot at winning tonight. He's got a 1:22.1. Still, these times are a bit off from what we saw in practice just simply because of the rain. We saw 1:16s out in practice. That is going to be the difference between the dry surface compared to the wet surface. So these drivers, it's a lot to deal with. I'm kind of curious what these drivers would deal with and how they could handle it if this race started off with a wet surface. I'm kind of curious how they could manage that. I'm kind of hoping it does, Husky.
Well, Mother Nature never ceases to amaze me, that's for sure. Especially where I'm at. But other than that, we never know. And like I said, rain is always a great equalizer in F1, seeing that they're more likely to race in the rain than anywhere else. And those cars in the midfield, they'll find their way up to the front sooner or later. So if you're a mid-pack contender and you know that, hey, and the guys up front, they're the ones who they're faster on the drive, but the rain's coming in. They were a little slower. I need to start pushing. That's where we're going to see some great racing right there.
Absolutely. We're starting to see some of these guys come out on track. 4 drivers have yet to make a lap out there. Hokie Fan is going to be P1 on the board as far as the speed charts go, a 121.4. And Jacob is going to be second with a 122.1. So a great time for Hokie Fan. And you can see those times decreasing as the track is drying off to just under 3 minutes left in qualifying. If these guys want to get out there and get that lap time done, they need to be out there already. Time is ticking away.
I'm going out.
Yeah,
I'm going
absolutely.
out.
The bad thing is, though, you mess up once and you get disqualified for that lap, you're kind of SOL to say.
Yeah. Hello, Rear of the Field, my old friend.
I know. Absolutely. Morg says, I'm just here to watch Jacob get on the podium again. You know what? I said it. I'll say it again. I think he's got a great shot at a win tonight. Hokie Fan just improving his time once again. I love to see it from him. He's got a 1:19.4. Let's see if he can keep that consistency out on track during the race. Keep it clean. I know that we might see some drivers lose it off some of these corners, especially 12 and 13. We'll see if they can handle those situations around some tricky corners and survive the race. Hokie Fan, he might get himself a win tonight.
So here's some good old Husky facts for you here about Imola. The past 4 races, and I'm talking about real life here, they've seen 2 safety cars and 1 virtual safety car. So if we're going to see any type of yellow flag coming out, either it's going to be for 1 car spinning somewhere, or more likely we're going to see that safety car out. That's going to be something that we need to keep an eye on going through this race, on what comes out. Is it going to be the safety car? Is it going to be the virtual safety car? Or are we going to go green all the way through? I don't think we will.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you. I see Bloomy out there with a 116.8, so he's at the top of the charts here. He also had an issue in Sector 1, so we'll see. He's off and running once again, but only 40 seconds left on the clock. I'm kind of curious, will he be able to keep pole? Rangers answers back with a 117.0. Culture, 117.7, so these times are definitely improving. But it seems like half the track is drier than the other part of the track. So we'll see how that goes. Kind of looks like it might be drying out, though, for the race. I was kind of hoping to see a wet start to the race. Didn't look like I'm going to get that.
Well, Dion, hit that start-finish line just perfectly, because he's going to be able to get a lap in, and he's only in Sector 1 going into Sector 2 right now. So hopefully he can get to pay that off here. With a
Hopefully.
At least mid-pack.
I'm showing him in the red, though. What does that mean? That means,
Not good.
yeah, it means his lap is not going to count. So I don't know that's going to do him any good.
Oh, the full red.
Yeah.
So they penalized him for going off track.
Right. That's what I thought. The rest of these guys, looks like 2 or 3 drivers still might be out besides him, but unfortunately, Dion probably going to start from the back here. I don't think his lap will count whatsoever, so once he crosses that line, it is finished for him. 116.5 from Jacob. He answers back. Man, I'll tell you what, these times are really close. And I've said it before, I'll say it again. You can just tell the groupings that will be during the race. We have those 116s, Rangers with their 117.0. Same with Justin. Those are two teammates right there between Rangers and Justin. So kind of cool to see that. We'll see what happens out on track for Aston Martin, but they're looking pretty solid so far.
Don't underestimate that camp. They've had their ups and downs throughout the season, but don't underestimate them. They're kind of a dark force between the McLarens and the Mercedes and the Ferraris at the moment. So keep your eye on them because they can strike at any time they wish.
Very true. All right, Jacob is going to be your pole sitter tonight. Huge congratulations to him. 116.5. Bloomy in second with a 116.8. Rangers a 117.0 with Justin. 117.0. Culture is going to be in fifth. JC in sixth. Hokie fan in seventh. David in eighth. Charger in ninth. Polish Hammer moves down to 10th. J-Mac Attack in 11th. Oh no, it's Shames in 12th. And Dion is going to round out the field in 13th. Real, what's up? How are you? I hope you're doing good tonight. Stack says, qualifying definitely wasn't slow. The entire front row all qualified in excess of 234 mile per hour. That's some fast driving right there. I will definitely give you that. But these guys are getting ready to race here at Imola. I'm excited for it. I'm kind of curious, will we see cloudiness, rain, or will it be sunny? Husky, what do you say? I'm like obsessed with this weather, apparently.
Clear, because it was sunny throughout qualifying last week until the last moments of the race where it rained. So I'm going to say it's sunny.
All right, we're about to find out. Loading complete. These drivers are here, and yeah, we got the sun out, a little bit of cloudiness, but it's going to be much better conditions for these drivers than what we saw in qualifying. It's going to be a fun race. Next week, we will have Monaco, and June 6th, we will head to France. So a lot of good racing coming up here that I'm ready to watch. But let me know if you're in chat. What is your favorite track? I gotta say, so far, mine is Saudi Arabia. Tonight, I don't know. It's another great track. I'm finding it pretty fun. A lot of roller coaster up and down through the track. Definitely some elevation changes, but these guys are getting ready for their formation lap.
Well, going to that topic that you just got to, there's no track in the F1 schedule that I love more than Austria. It is a fast road course that just I just love that race course. As fast as it is, as small as it is, I just love that one. That one's
Fair enough. I can't wait till we race there. That's going to be June 27th. So we have a little bit, but it is definitely coming up. Polish says, my lap was looking good until the rain stopped. So he was loving the rain. I'm out of qualied 10th, but I was first on intermediates. Fear me, he says. It is looking beautiful out right now. So I don't think rain is going to be an issue, but it definitely surprised some of these drivers out there in quali. These guys are getting ready to line up, though, around the first last few final turns. We're going to have a nice chicane up here. We're going to have to watch out for this, especially if there's some tight racing. That's another trouble spot. Right now, sector 3, then we'll come around the corner, line these drivers up. I love some of the scenery for these tracks. It's really cool to see all the different places, all the different countries, and the scenery around it. It's kind of cool to have that.
I mean, how could you not? Especially how the racetracks lay out. I mean, Brazil, for Christ's sake. You're on a hill, and they made a racetrack in it. Like,
It's so true.
You can't get any better than these racetracks. That's why I fell in love with F1, and that's why I'll be supporting it for a long time coming.
Absolutely. All right, it looks like these guys are lined up. We're just waiting for the lights to go out here. Jacob gonna start on those medium tires from pole. Here we go, lights out at Imola. 32 laps tonight, ready to race, and they are off. Let's take a look at this start. How about this? 2 and 3 drivers wide. We're heading into that first corner. Kind of an S.
Wreck.
Yeah. Let's see if we can take a look at what happened here.
Oh, that was a 3-4 car multi-wreck right there. Any wing damage, though? Yeah, Leaf has wing damage. So there's one of the Aston Martins down.
He's had so much unluckiness as far as wing damage and these starts. I know that he was talking about the last time for one of the restarts in the last race. He ended up hitting the driver in front of him and got a lot of wing damage, and that hurt his finish for, I don't think it was last race, but the race before that. Really unfortunate to see, but these drivers are still off and running. Jacob still in the lead. Rangers is going to be P2, about a second behind. Bloomy is almost 6 seconds behind, but man, what a strong start for him. But Polish Hammer, he is already putting the pressure on Bloomy. You can tell he is wanting to take that position. We'll see if he can make it happen.
Hokie fan went off the track. Him and JD both have wing damage as well, so that's why Hokie went off on the track there. As you can see, they're coming into the pits.
Yeah, Bloomy went on to pit road also. Polish is going to take over P3, Culture 4th, Chargers in P5, a great start for him. JC in 6th. Oh no, it's Shames in 7th. J-Mac Attack in 8th. David in 9th. Dion in 10th. And the rest of the drivers in pit lane.
So that hurt one of the Mercedes. That's hurt one of the Aston Martins. That hurt both of the McLaren guys. So your top 5, 6 were already down here at the bottom of the field.
Yeah, definitely not a great start for these guys. Ah, man, look at the distance between second and Polish Hammer. I don't know why it's showing such a huge distance here, but let me see. Yeah, there is quite a distance between these drivers, but very interesting to see how that goes. But Culture is going to be the next closest.
What happened to Shameless there? He failed about 3 positions just instantly. I believe that's what the yellow flag was for.
We need those replays.
Like he's fine.
Yeah, he's got his teammate directly in front of him. That's going to be David in front of him. So hopefully we'll see these guys come back through the field. But a great start for Shames. Unfortunately, he has fallen back, so something obviously has happened to him. Rangers, that gap is increasing between him and Jacob, who is currently sitting P1. So he is the leader going around these corners. This is another tricky spot right here. We saw a lot of drivers in practice. What did Rangers do? No.
In the sand trap.
Brutal. He's one of those drivers, he's either really on it and makes 0 mistakes, or you see a mistake from him early on and it kind of haunts him throughout the rest of the race. Hopefully he can make his way back up through. Only fell to P4. About almost just under 2 seconds behind Culture, so anything is possible. We still have a long race ahead, but definitely not what you want to see.
J-Mac just got around Chargers there for 6, going up around turn 17.
Yeah, we have quite a pack back here. We have David, Chargers, and J-Mac all right next to each other, so I'm expecting a little bit of action happening through here for passes. On board with David at the moment, he's sitting P8, and that is Chargers that you can see directly in front of him. Nice timing going through the S's here. We'll see what they can do coming out of it. You have to really nail these X's to keep that momentum up and get that speed to catch that driver in front of you.
I'm over here keeping an eye on the battle for third place. JDM Rangers and JC. They're pretty tight, close coming in here. They're starting accordion up really.
Yeah, those gaps are definitely closing.
So now it's a position for JDM going up to third place, taking it over from Rangers. David gets around Chargers.
David moves up to 7th. Chargers directly behind him. David is, however, 2 seconds back from J Mac Attack, and Polish moves up to 2nd. Man, a lot of movement through this field. The one thing that has stayed consistent, though, is Jacob in that lead, and he's got a 9-second lead. That is a huge lead, and he is just hoping that this race stays clean and there's no virtual safety cars, none of that. He is just hoping that he can keep this lead out here.
Well, he can have a virtual safety car come out and doesn't mean much of anything for him. The safety car is what's going to cause him a problem.
Right,
because if
yes.
the safety car comes out, it's going to bottle them up.
Bunch everybody up.
Where it just slows them down.
Absolutely. Real, yes, this is for SnB. We have Cup Series on Mondays. We have F1 on Tuesdays. We used to run the IndyCar Series on Forza, but we haven't done that in a year or two. It's been a while. We need to get back to it. These guys have fun. I am learning about F1, so you'll hear me. Husky is keeping me in line. He's teaching me the ropes.
There's still a lot of training to do, my young Padawan learner.
I know. It's fun, though.
Well, speaking of the IndyCar series, there is one driver who went over from F1 to IndyCar, Romain Grosjean. Apparently he's doing great. I don't keep up with IndyCar that much, but that experience with the open wheel F1 cars, I guess, is translating over to IndyCar. So I'm looking forward to keeping up with that. But so far, right now, everything is in line and staying calm. I am watching this battle for P4 with JC and JDM, see if anything of that changes. Right now, it's steady.
That's what I'm watching. Yeah.
But it's nothing too ridiculous at the moment.
Nothing too crazy, but that can change at any time. JC is currently P5, and he's got Culture directly in front of him. So if he puts that pressure on and Culture he's got Rangers in front of him. He's trying to catch him, trying to keep JC behind him. We'll see what he can do, but if that gets to him, that pressure gets to him, he could make a mistake, and JC will be able to take advantage.
JD must have gotten a warning for that. He drove that way too wide.
Those are the type of mistakes, and you get, isn't it 3 of them, and you will get a penalty.
Yep.
Yeah. Real, I appreciate you. Yeah, apparently he is doing pretty good in Indy. I love how these drivers, they'll go from IndyCar to NASCAR, from NASCAR to IndyCar, F1 to IndyCar. I mean, it just shows that all the talent that they have and how they can go into these different sports and vehicles, and they're able to do really well. Just like NASCAR into Dirt Series is pretty wild. I love to watch it, but open wheel is a whole different beast, man. I don't know that I would have the guts to go out there and do that in these cars. I'm used to NASCAR where you can kind of bump each other, rev up on each other's doors, and you're okay. You cannot do that so much here. There's so much damage that can occur, and these tires being open wheel, no can do.
There's a lot of good accidents on YouTube if you want to go watch them.
I believe it. I'd have to go watch them. You know what? You sent me a video last week, and I saw it while I was streaming when we were talking, and I never went back and looked at it. I just remembered that. I'm gonna have to go do that. But yeah, Husky.
I'll have to send you some more.
You will have to. I will have to watch those. But Rangers, let's take a look. He's 0.5 behind Polish here. But man, that gap is just increasing between Jacob and Polish. What a great
there's our first
race for
penalty.
him. Yeah, Dion getting that 3-second time penalty. He's up to 10th though. You know what? I hate to call him out like this, but he literally has no points out here in the standings. So I want to see him get some points. I want to see him, if he could get in the top 5, that would be absolutely amazing. I know he can do it. Let's make it happen. Rangers coming back strong though. He's got Culture 4.8 behind, so nothing too crazy going on behind him. He just needs to worry about, well, he just got the 3-second penalty. No.
Oh, man. There's still a lot of time in this race to go. I mean, you can serve it
There
on
is.
the next pit. And it looks like Dion had an accident. He fell down.
Dion, he's going to move back to 11th. He was just in the top 10, and I'm pretty sure I'm bringing out the booth curse here. I talk about Dion. He has an accident, spins out. Rangers gets a penalty, but he passes for second. He's going to have to increase that gap to 3 seconds, though, if he wants to keep that position, if it ended right now. We still have tons of time left.
JC made a pass on JDM to go up to 4th.
Culture still right there, though. This battle has not ended, that is for sure. But Culture took that turn a little wide. We're going to have to see if he continues to do so. A great exit off the corner for JDM Culture, trying to keep up. We'll see if he can make that happen. Oh, really wide in that corner.
F1, all about perfection. If you mess up once, it can cost you big. Let's
You know
see
what?
how the recovery is going to go.
That's true. That's true. Rangers now 13.7 back from Jacob. I mean, he's just having so far a flawless race. Lap 10 of 32. Who is that back there? That is going to be Dion. He is in the pits, just coming out here. So he moves to the final spot, P13, with 1 stop under his belt and a penalty to boot. Not a start that he wants to see so far, but Jacob increasing that gap. How is he doing this? He's on the medium tires, Rangers on the hard tires. So he's hoping to last here a little bit longer. How many stops do you think we're going to see tonight?
Oh, I'm just one, of course. I mean, you want to do as less stops as possible. Now, there could be definitely some strategy with these guys on the medium or the hards. Go a little bit longer on those hards. I ran my hards all the way to almost to they were about to pop in the last weekend's race. So you can definitely wear those down a lot. So we'll see how the hard tire compound drivers are going to deal with this. As we
Absolutely.
got a penalty for Leaf for multiple
Yeah.
warnings.
Take a look at this, though. Polish still right there on Rangers. Although I say that, and his exit off that corner was not as good as Rangers, but kind of sends it into that one. We'll see how he comes off here. But we have a few close battles. Culture right behind JC. So there is quite a few battles throughout the field. And Bloomy, who is directly behind Shames, possibly getting ready for a pass.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go. Yeah, he's going to go on the inside through the corner, and he makes the pass. Is going to move up to P9. Shames down to 10th. He has a stop under his belt. Shames has not made one just yet. Dion retired for the session. Sector 1 and 2. There is a caution.
Sad to see again. Is this the third race in a row now where he's DNF'd?
I know. Really unfortunate to see. I'm just
Sector 1, 2, and 3. Is it the virtual or is it the safety car? It is the safety car, so that lines everybody back up, and that 15-second lead for Jacob just evaporated like that.
You know he is very unhappy right now. That is not what he wants to see at all. Rangers
There's
is
still a lot of time left.
yeah, a lot of time left. Rangers is very happy to see this come out after he self-spun earlier in the race. That allows him to catch up to Jacob. Jacob's going to have to hold him off. Polish, he's going to be happy. All of these guys behind Jacob probably want to see this come out, but Jacob, yeah. I feel for him. I feel for him.
This
He
is
was
the
having a
time
heck
where
of a
you get your
race.
penalty served.
Justin, we'll see if he serves his penalty. Rangers has served his, so he should be good to go as far as that happens. Jacob, oh man, what's going through your head, Husky? Safety car
Gaining
comes
back
out
that-
and yeah.
Gaining back that time. I mean, I'm the safety car. I get to control it when we get ready to go back to green. I need to control the pace off the start to where only I can pass myself.
Fair
That's
enough.
all
I
I
agree
need.
with you. Jacob on the hard tire compounds. Rangers turns it into medium. Polish on the hard. Charger medium. The only soft tire compound out here is going to be Culture and Justin. Justin is in the pits, so we'll see if he changes that. But man, oh man. Dion, what happened to you? You hate to see it. I was just saying, I want to see you go out here. I want to see you get like a top 5 and then bam, I think I jinxed you. I'm sorry. Sorry. Lap 12 of 32. Still a lot of racing left. There are quite a few trouble spots out here. You have those elevation changes, tight corners, you have chicanes out here. All very difficult to maneuver around. Luckily, it did not rain for the race. I would imagine we would see a lot more carnage as far as that goes.
We still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stragglers trying to catch up to the safety car at this time.
Now, I thought Rangers went in and served his penalty, but it is showing him.
As he did not. He did not take his, what has he got, a 3-second?
3
He did
second.
not take his extra 3 seconds off of his pit time.
All right, so he's got some driving to do. Polish looking very, very strong out here. A huge shout out to Chargers, who's sitting currently P4. I think this will be his best position so far in the season. Him and Polish
Yeah,
on the
and,
same team for Williams.
I was just about to say, having the teammate right in front of you, gotta get ready to read his move when we
Absolutely.
come around to take the green. Because jumping out, doing a 3-wide scenario here is possible, but someone's going to have to back out by the time you get to turn 2.
That would be a scary situation starting off 3 wide out here. I don't know that I would be comfortable in the open wheel to be doing any of that on this course, but we'll see what happens. These drivers like to make up as many positions as they can quickly as they can, so I would not be surprised if we saw that happen at the start.
It's F1, you're going to get... Position game is a whole lot more important in F1 than it is in NASCAR. Because you're on an oval circuit, it won't take that long to get back on the lead lap and get back. That's not a problem with NASCAR. F1 is a problem because you got 2-3 mile tracks that you got to get around, and even when you get off the start, that's very important. Everything is very important in F1 as we go into green flag racing.
Absolutely, and here we go. Back once again.
Not a great start.
No, it's not a great start. I'm kind of surprised here. Shame's gonna move back. Culture's gonna move up one. Let's go up to the front here, see what's happening. We have Polish in third, Rangers in second. Jacob, man, he's got Rangers right on his heel.
We're all good. Just a little temporary caution out there.
Still gathered up, but so far a lot of single file. David is gonna move up a spot. Bloomy down.
Hokey.
Oh, what happened to Hokey?
I don't know what happened, but he got a penalty. He must have ran the track wide. But
I
he's
had
up there all
high
by
hopes.
himself.
Yeah, I had high hopes seeing his times out here. Really unfortunate. Charger with a 3-second time penalty. Man, oh man.
He just slowed way down.
He sure did. Chargers falls way back. He was P4. I feel like I'm just bringing out the booth curse here. Just so much tonight.
It happens. We just gotta go and fight over that. Okay. Oh, and we got a car around JDM turn 18.
JDM, I saw a flash of that. He falls to P8. We'll see. He heads straight to pit lane. Man, oh man, unfortunate for him.
Those tires off.
There he goes, and Jacob slowly but surely increasing that gap between him and Rangers. Polish just over a second behind Rangers. Rangers not worried about Polish at the moment. He just wants to catch Jacob, not allow that gap to increase to 16 seconds to what it was before. We're brewing up for a good battle.
People behind me, because here's the thing: if you haven't really done a full-on race like we have, there's a little guy coming over on your intercom saying, "Hey, the guy in the back is catching you." I don't care about the guy behind me. I care about that guy in front of me. You tell me about that guy.
That's what I'm saying. Rangers is not worried about what's behind him. He just wants to catch what's ahead of him.
There used to be a really great option to quiet that guy up. I'm not going to say it right now. But Jacob with the fastest lap of 1:19.140.
Yeah, that is a man on a mission. Man. Yeah, Rangers on the medium tire compound. So is the time difference that much for a start of a race? Are you going to see that much of a time difference?
It will, because of the times that we ran previously when it came to more streamlined, and the fact that we have a full, well, as of right now, we have a full dry session. We don't know if it's going to rain here soon, but as we go on, we'll have maybe even faster lap times with all that rubber hitting the ground and getting more traction. So even the hards can be a fastest lap contributor by the end of this thing.
I'm on board with J-Mac Attack. Is going for a pass over Bloomy. He's going to go to the outside and make that move. Moves up to 6. Bloomy going to be in 7th. A nice move for... Yeah. Nice move for him right there. Man, oh man. David P5. Looking really solid out there. Knock on wood, you guys. I'm doing a terrible job for jinxing, but Rangers putting out the fastest lap at a 1:19.0. He also takes over the lead. Jacob directly behind him. Oh, Ranger spins around. Jacob takes back the lead. Sector 1 caution. Polish passes him. Rangers moves back to 3rd. Same story, different lap for Rangers. So unfortunate to see. You know he's not happy right now. Spins again with those hot tires. Oh, man. Husky. Man, oh man, I didn't think I'd see it twice in just a couple of corners. Culture's getting that fastest time out there. Trying to make his way through traffic, currently sitting P11th, 17 seconds behind Hokie Fan. Rangers needs to gather it back up, cool off those tires somehow. He's right behind his teammate Leaf Justin. Brutal.
This is quite a pile-up for P3. This is a whole line of cars. This is our 4-man squad at Miami.
Yes, these cars have come together. You could cover them with a blanket. Anything can happen with these guys. Bloomy directly on the heels of J-Mac. J-Mac on the heels of David. Rangers directly behind his teammate. Wow. Jacob just increasing that gap between him and Polish at a 3.5. JC passes. Yeah, J-Mac takes that P4 position. David right behind him. 4 drivers with a penalty. Both Aston Martin cars out there with a time penalty. I don't think this race will get any closer for 5th, 6th, and 7th. How about that? I should include 4th.
Yeah.
Look at all those drivers together. Let's go on board with Bloomy. David, you can tell he likes this track. He's been very consistent out here. P5 currently. Bloomy directly behind him. We're heading into lap 19. Bloomy tries to save it. Nice save for him, but Husky, I feel like I just need a hush. Every time I go on board with somebody. Man, oh man.
That right there was fuel. I'll leave it at that.
Fantastic save by him, though. He's got Rangers directly in front of him.
And he's got company with Leaf coming up on him.
He sure does. Coming around up the hill. I believe that is turn 7. No issues there yet, but we're coming up on the section where there is issues, 12 and 13. We'll see how they maneuver around here with so many cars. Going up that hill can be pretty tricky. Is that going to be like a fuel load issue in 12 and 13, or is that just a going up the hill, trying to keep it together issue?
It's going to be a just uphill Portugal type of turn. Fuel really wasn't a problem there, and it more than likely ain't going to be a problem here.
David still right behind Rangers, who is up to 5th. That gap increasing, though. Jacob, no problem for him on this restart. He's doing what he has to do, just keeping it consistent, clean, and keeping the guys behind him, basically.
This is going to get very interesting with these hards and mediums. There's no way Leafkin's going to survive the rest of the race on those softs, so he's going to have to come in sooner or later. You have 4th, 5th, and 6th on the medium tires. Everybody is at the 8 lap mark, besides Hokie at the 9 lap mark. The hards are going to stay out. They might go the rest of the way. They're on the hards.
Polish Hammer up 8 spots from where he started. J-Mac up 7 spots. And I'll tell you what, if Jacob gets this win tonight, this will be his 2nd win of the season. His teammate Mayor of Bag City, who is not here tonight, he also has 2 wins for the season. Last week at Portugal and then also at Azerbaijan. So we'll see if Jacob can get his 2nd win. His first one was at Saudi Arabia.
I'm just going through the field and I've noticed that there's 4 number 2 cars out on the track right now.
Is there really? We have a pass going on. Bloomy going to take over P6. David is going to be back to 7th. Nice pass from Bloomy. You saw him earlier on doing a great job, but got loose, managed to save it. However, he lost a few spots. Rangers on the heels of J-Mac. J-Mac very close to JC, so a three car battle here. Getting pretty tight. Rangers really gonna have to watch. He does have a 3-second time penalty.
which always plays a factor. But JC's got to keep his composure here. I've seen a couple of turns he's kind of took it a little wide, got a little bit out of the groove. You're third place. You need to run your race. Once they get up behind you into a dangerous zone, that's when you need to really worry about them. Just keep your eye on the ball.
J-Mac goes into pit lane. That's going to move him down. Rangers moves up. A little bit of space between the two, but only a second. As J-Mac heads into pit lane, we have David also. We'll see if Rangers can make up another spot. Currently sitting P4, JC in third. Polish now almost 8 seconds. That gap is just ever increasing, and Rangers kind of takes it a little wide there off that exit. Jacob just having a great night, man. Almost a perfect race for him, I would say. Knock on wood for me, but yeah, he's doing a fantastic job out here.
I don't know. Is Jacob trying to pull like a haze over us? Are we actually watching the league race, or are we watching him race the AI on easy?
I don't know. It's crazy, right? Polish, though, I'm impressed with him tonight. He obviously really likes this track. He's up to second here, staying pretty consistent. I kind of feel like he's one of those drivers that every race we see him moving up through the field, getting better finishes each and every week. So I'm kind of excited. I kind of feel like we will see a win from him this season, which will be really cool to see as he is a rookie. What season is this? This is season 5 or 6. Justin, 5-second penalty, speeding in the pits. Man, so unfortunate for him.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Back when we first started the F1 series, the only thing I can remember was let's try to find something that Leaf is not good at, because he was dominating everything in SnB at the time. And now seeing him going 3 penalties, 3-second penalties, 5-second penalties, mid to rear field,
yeah,
kind of hurts.
Rangers gets passed by JC as he gets loose coming off an exit. So JC moves up to third. Rangers looking to take that back, but man, he's having some difficulties tonight through these exits. Just getting really loose off. We'll see if he's able to do it, but he's having an uphill battle tonight.
The battle of the number 2 cars. Keep an eye on this, because JC does not have the straight line speed that Rangers does. And this, if he did not pit just now when I was just about to throw a bone, he would end up passing JC, but he decided to go into the pits as soon as I said something.
Yeah, we've had some drivers have issues with these tires the last couple of races. I'm wondering if they're experiencing that tonight also. We've seen a couple of drivers, I feel like, going in sooner than I was expecting, considering, you know, they went in before, but lap 24 of 32. Jacob is just looking so strong. Polish Hammer in second, JC in third. Those are going to be some of the biggest gaps, and we have Culture with the biggest gap out there besides Chargers at 17 seconds. But Rangers 0.9 behind Hokie Fan, who's moved up to 6 after getting loose off an exit and losing a few spots. J-Mac attack going to be directly behind him. So we have 3 cars right in the mix for P6. Okie taking that a little wide. We're on board with J-Mac attack, who's currently P8. Watching the battle in front of him, he is chasing the rabbits right now, and that's kind of pushing him to get everything he can. He just got to make sure that he does not make a mistake, hoping they do so that he can take full advantage of it. Rangers looks like he's trying to take a look, see if he can make a move. Let's go on board with him. Both of these drivers
crumbling down.
Yeah, Rangers making it the pass right here, going through the straight. Here he goes. J-Mac going to try to take advantage also. He is on the inside.
double pass. That front stretch can be a friend and it can be an enemy.
They make it through okay, but Hokie Fan loses out on 2 positions. Rangers up to P6. Everyone so far is staying in the game besides Dion. Chargers moves back to 12th, though. 19 seconds behind, and at one point he was P4. One of these days, he will be able to get that consistency through the race.
Got a penalty.
Oh, man. Culture, J-Mac.
Oh, absolutely. Front wing ripped off. None of it's left. That's going to drive like a brick on concrete.
Tough break for him. 5 drivers with a penalty. Let's take a look at what those penalties are. 3 seconds for Bloomy. Rangers with 3. Hokie Fan with 6. Justin out there with 8. And Chargers with 3. So that is definitely going to affect Justin. Rangers with a 117.7. Culture on pit lane. Hokie Fan going to move up. David moves up. A lot of movement throughout the field, but Jacob still 10.9 seconds ahead of Polish Hammer.
Definitely a dominating performance. It's just, to me, what if Mayer was in this race, how this would turn out? But he's not. So, for the fact of that is, well, I think we can almost call this one as who's going to win this.
Well, as soon as we do that, you know what's going to happen, but he was one of my picks to be a winner here. He was just so strong in practice, just nailing those laps, and has had a really strong season, very consistent one. So I just love watching the lines that these drivers take. You have to use every piece of the track. And I know I talk about this every race, but really, there's something beautiful about the lines that these drivers take and how smooth you can be through all of these corners, and the speed at which they take it is pretty cool.
Yeah, the form of it is just absolutely beautiful when you get down into it.
Sometimes I watch these drivers and I'm just like, how are they going these speeds through these corners and just nailing every piece of it? They're on the outside on the curb and then taking it all the way to the inside, just nailing everything that they possibly can. It's pretty amazing.
You wonder that, and then you wonder how people are texting while racing at the same time. Those are different other type of people.
Right?
They're on cloud 9, and all that. But, hey, we have fun, but
you guys do. I remember I had a driver. He will remain anonymous, but it was in tryouts a couple of years ago. He's literally racing and messaging me at the same time. He's like, "Hey, how's it going?" I'm like, "Aren't you driving?" He's like, "I sure am. Am I doing all right?" He's out there in the lead. I'm just like, you guys are crazy.
Well, I mean, Jacob could probably take a full-blown 3-hour nap and still be in the lead by the time he wakes up.
Absolutely.
That's how big of a gap he's got.
13-second lead. He can pull over, have a nice snack. You got some echo happening. Let's go back to Bloomy. 1.8 behind JC. Hokie Fan 0.2 back from David. It looks like that might be the next pass. Hokie had an up and down race so far. P8. I don't know what just happened with him. As soon as I had my camera on him, he was right behind David, and that just lost it right there. Justin on top of Hokie Fan.
A little few skirmishes here and there as Ranger gets another 3-second penalty. That pretty much,
yeah.
Well,
6 seconds right there. Here we go. Justin trying to make the move on Hokie for P8. Justin and Hokie having a challenging race. Justin, it looks like almost unable to do so, but he is still hanging in there. He's going to fall back behind. He's going to try to pick another spot to have an overtake at, but man, oh man. Unable to complete that just as yet.
So the good news is he decided to stay behind because that DRS indicator is right before you get to turn 17 there. So that was a good move. Only if he was able to pass there. Since he wasn't able to pass, he did not get everything out of that car there.
Takes a peek on the inside, seeing if he can make it happen. Unfortunately, he cannot. Looks like it is getting so close. He's gonna get squeezed and loses off the corner. Hokie. Man, oh man, Hokie is still off and moving. Justin is gonna lose out on a lot of time between him and Hokie fan. 5 seconds back now. Hokie fan, he's gone.
We got Charger 1 lap down. JDM on the verge of being 1 lapped.
Yeah, Jacob 14.5-second lead. Coming up on Culture, as you say. Let's go on board with him. Going through the chicane, looking so solid here. Culture up ahead. Just so many drivers out here tonight. Just tough stories. Having a great race and then self spins or whatever may have happened. You just hate to see it. How about Bloomy though? P4. Up and down race for him too.
I think he might be a little bit too late on getting 3rd place here. He's going on to lap 31 of 32. So I think it's just a little too late, especially I'm watching his telemetry. He's only got 5% of ERS, so he's going to have to save it, which is something else I wanted to speak to you about. So when you see those lights on the back of those cars blinking, they're saving their ERS.
Really?
So
okay.
When that's blinking, we're saving our ERS. When it's off, we are using it. Now,
I did not know that.
Fully count for rain races, because they will constantly blink due to safety.
Okay. Interesting. Culture, 3-second time penalty. 8 seconds total between him and Justin. Jacob about to go to the final lap here, 32. If he can hold on to it and just not make any mistake, he's got 15.5 seconds between him and P2 of Polish Hammer. Great finish for him if he completes it in second. Jacob quickly approaching.
It's going to be here for 3rd when we come across the line here. Bloomy had a good gap. He closed it for a while, but then that guy, he lost it on 1 turn, and that gap's all the way back down again.
Yeah, it sure is. Justin right on the heels of Hokie. I'm not sure if he'll have enough. We're going to find out. Looks like Jacob. I'm not jinxing it. I'm not saying a word. We do have a caution in Sector 2. Let's see if Jacob is affected. He looks like he is safe and sound.
JDM.
No worries for him. Oh, man.
JDM cooked his tires.
Yeah, JDM. I was just on him, too. Jacob coming around the final corners here. He will be the winner at Imola. Let's bring him home. What a race for him. He's coming around the final stretch. Here he is, the winner. That is going to be his 2nd win of the season for Ferrari. Fantastic race for him. Polish Hammer 16.7 seconds behind. We're going to bring him home in second. Great job. That's going to be his highest finish of the season. JCX, who has joined us late in the season, 9.8 behind Polish Ham. We're going to bring him home. Podium finish, Bloomy, going to be in fourth. Rangers, up and down race for him. Man, oh man. I feel like we saw it all from him. Will he be able to keep that P5 position, though? He's got J-Mac directly behind him. That's going to push him back, isn't it? Oh, goes through the grass. Almost loses it. J-Mac up to fifth. Rangers in sixth. David going to be in seventh.
Our last car to hit the start finish.
Justin with that
And that will
8
do it.
second. Yeah. 5 second time penalty unserved for him. Huge congratulations to Jacob, though. Man, what a race. I want to see who's going to be the driver of the day. J Mac Attack. All right. Very nice. Great race for these.
Disagree.
Who's your driver of the day?
Polish.
He's had it before. That's who I was kind of thinking. He had a great run. But J-Mac, we saw him moving up through the field too. All right, let's get these drivers in here.
We got 2 number 2s on the podium today.
We sure do, don't we?
Yeah.
Wonder if Jacob's gonna be bored of being in the getting an interview out here. All right, we have Polish, and remind me who was third.
JD, I think it was. Or
Okay,
JC. Yeah, JC.
JC. All right. Polish is like MIA, so I'm gonna have to get him in here. But Jacob, what a dominating run from you tonight. Great race. I know you did not want to see that safety car come out. What were you thinking?
I thought it would still be okay, but yeah, before safety car, it was, just drive around for 20 laps. But with the tire difference, actually, he was going to go past what the mediums were expected to do, so I thought we would have a race. I kind of wanted to have a race, even though I knew he would give me like a real challenge, but hey, I'll take a 15-second just ride around and don't crash it either, so.
Did you think that with the rain and qualifying that you were going to see it in the race, or did you already know going in that you were going to be safe?
I saw there was some rain like 10 minutes after the start of the race, and then it immediately just said sun afterwards, so I just thought it's not going to change the tires I start on. And yeah, that never showed up, so was no worry. Yeah, it was just about not crashing after getting all out ahead. So the safety car actually didn't even hurt too bad. Yeah, it closed his gap, but I was still out front, and the hards were still in there, right in the window where it would still be pretty good. So no complaints with that. Usually I will complain about the safety car, not today.
I gotta say, I'm shocked because if I were you, I would be like, oh man, you've got to be kidding me. You had such a huge lead, but you gained that lead back on the second run. So just a flawless race from you, your second one of the season. Man, great race. Great job out there. I gotta ask you, how you feeling about Monaco?
Oh, I'm really excited for Monaco because every track, just because of what F1 is, it's about managing your car and not crashing. And Monaco is the one that is most consequential, and damage is right there at all times. So everyone has to scale it back, and it's the most unique race. I'm looking forward to it.
Very nice.
Last season, I don't think that's going to happen. I hope that doesn't happen this time.
I know. I thought I was going to see you guys battle it out tonight, but we saw him uphill battle with getting loose off exits. So unfortunate to see for him, but lucky you. You had a great race, and you're killing it out here for Ferrari. So again, congratulations. Great race.
Thank you. And shout out to Jarrett for making the podium right here. That's my brother.
Absolutely.
I made it.
Mm-hmm.
He got it done. All right, Husky. How about P2?
So coming in P2, Polish, I've raced against you in a lot of different scenarios. I know what you got. You got what it takes to win this thing on any given Tuesday. You were doing really great during the rain in the qualifying. What type of speed do you think that you could have brought over from the qualifying session to a drier session?
Well, obviously when the when the rain started, I was like, oh great, like I'm probably gonna get like back, like in the back, like I'm probably gonna start in the back. But I surprised myself by getting fastest time. But then once the rain finally stopped, I had literally just passed pit road, so I wasn't able to get the softs on. But I feel like I could have possibly put down a top 5 time. I mean, those times that the people that they were putting down in qualifying on those drives was just insane. Like I wasn't getting those in my practice sessions. But I feel like I could have at least gotten top 5. Didn't seem to matter though. I was able to come back from 10th. I was very aggressive on the start. I don't know if I was the cause of that first lap spin or not, but if I was, I apologize because I was very aggressive. I really wanted to get up there because I knew I had a possible podium car, and yeah, that was it was a good race for me. I'm still kind of shocked.
So you're rookie, you've gone up to this part of the season. What are you looking forward into next week as we go into Monaco?
Well, I haven't raced Monaco all that often, but it's gonna be a wild race. I'm expecting at least 1 or 2 safety cars probably, and I'll have to make up my time on those safety cars because I don't have a lot of faith that I'm going to be able to catch up to these guys, and you're going to have to be careful not to smack into those walls because, you know, it's going to absolutely destroy your race. But I'm basically just going to try to keep my nose clean and hopefully come home with another top 5 next week in Monaco.
Well, the thing is, if you don't finish at Monaco, you're more than likely going to have to work your way up from there. So there's at least that aspect from it. But Imola is now in the books. We can go forward, look at Monaco at night. I think that's my favorite part of it. But it was a great performance. Jacob, he was just untouchable today. But just podium, it doesn't matter if it's third, second, or first. It's got to feel good. And,
Yeah, of
you just
course.
take it a race at a time and learn what you learned here and move on to the next race.
Yeah, of course. I thought Jacob was making all that time with me. I was kind of just like, okay, I'm gonna take it kind of easy now because I already had my 2 warnings, so I did not want to get that course penalty. And I think this was the first race I did not get a course penalty, so I'm very proud of that.
Nice.
Well, again, congrats on the second place, Frozen. But
Thank you very much.
All right, we have JC on the podium out here. First of all, I want to say that I'm excited to see you back out here. I know you were a late entry into the season, but it's fun to see you back out here and racing with everyone. Another great finish for you. How was your race tonight? How were the tires? Yeah, tell us about it.
Well, I'm glad to be back. I'd rather be sitting where Jacob's sitting. He's showing me up this year. But, you know, making progress every week forward, so that's good. That's something to build on. Finally got to a podium. So looking forward to Monaco next week and hoping just to build on that momentum.
Absolutely. We see you making your way through the field. I think I'm going to see you in Victory Lane this season. What's your favorite track out here? I don't know if you've looked at the schedule, but what's your favorite track in general?
Well, I'd love to be in Victory Lane one of these days. You know, I'd go to Coda every week if I could pick. That'd be my favorite one, and that'd be a big one to win. Looking forward to that one too later on in the season.
Nice. Yeah, that's going to be in August, one of our final races. So I'll mark that on the calendar as a possible JC victory out there. But congratulations to you on podium. A very, very solid, consistent race for you. Fun to see you out there. But yeah, I think we're going to see you in Victory Lane at some point this season. So great job.
Thanks, I appreciate it. Glad to be back and glad to be here in podium spot.
Absolutely. All right, you guys, Imola tonight. Next week is Monaco. Be sure to tune in. It's going to be a fun race, a fun night. Thank you for watching these drivers. I know they appreciate it, and you know I do. It's great to see you out there. Hopefully see you next week. Same time, same day, 8 p.m. next Tuesday. You guys take it easy. Have a great night. Husky, it was fun.
Always.
All right. See you guys. Good job, Jacob. Good win. You're a nut. That was crazy. Polish. I was excited for you too. You did good.